because it's like because of very poor magic design making them ban all of the good cards from it. Like my Throne of Eldraine boxes are not worth anything. My Death Beyond Steros.
I'll buy one off you.
Hi, everybody.
Oh wow, that's yeah.
Wow.
That time, this you've actually gotten me. You've actually gotten me this time.
I just want to say that guess what? They're still talking
Chicken
about
butt.
cards. Welcome everyone to
Yeah, baby.
Okay. I mean, they're all
Yeah,
cool,
baby.
but you know. Hi everybody, and welcome to Topflight
baby.
West.
This is the first time you've ever gotten me like completely off guard. I don't like it.
Well, there you go. That's welcome to the welcome to the cruelty.
Welcome to the Bone Zone.
Welcome to the Bone Zone. Is that what you just said?
Okay, it was fun playing with you all tonight.
Yeah, I would like to unsubscribe, please.
All
And
right.
thank you.
Well, and tonight,
I've been Beowulf. See y'all later.
Wednesday, June 21st, in this our year 2020. Have you guys ever seen that when people post like in this rather than saying the year of our Lord? I guess they want to use that emphasis of phrasing it as like in this the year of our Lord such and such. They just say in this our year 2020 whatever.
Well, that makes sense to me because
Well,
that makes sense, right? Because if you're not using the AD, you're using the Common Era and before the Common Era. So that sort of makes sense to me then.
Yeah, but he's not my Domini. But I still say like BC and AD.
I don't actually now. And I've started writing because it's a totally American-centric thing for the most part. Like a lot of the rest of the world uses BC and BCE.
Well, I mean, I think that we should just to circle back around to Magic cards and Lord of the Rings. We should break it up into fucking ages. Like
CE
this is the
and BCE, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Did I say BC and BCE?
You did. And I was like, ooh, that's interesting.
Before
I like the
Before
idea
common,
that
when
the two
everything
times
was
are
before Christ and before the Common
and
Era.
before Common Era, which is coming.
That's the Big Bang time.
The Common Era.
It's the time
is coming.
before
We're
time.
waiting for Common Era. Hi everyone, my name's Philip, and I'm the publisher of this superhero game. Hence me calling myself publisher because comic books. Joining me are many of the players from Topflight West. Obviously,
Some of them you might say.
Obviously, we no longer have V and her formations. They're busy having their own nation. And Teleportia has assured me that she's running a little late. She'll be here so soon.
She's 5 minutes away.
She's 5 minutes. Guys, I'm receiving a text. She is 5 minutes. She is just like says, go ahead and start. I did text back. So are you on the freeway? And she said, I'm 5 minutes away. She just replied back with the same. So.
Okay.
Sounds reasonable.
I love people who are always late who text things like I'm like in the car. It's like that means nothing.
I would think the I am 5 minutes away is probably the most commonly shared lie in the greater Los Angeles area.
Sure. Uh-oh.
The best shared lie is we're gonna get coffee soon.
That's
he
the
has
one.
you. I think he's got you.
That's true. That's correct.
Because I bet there is a huge amount of things but also people could say different numbers and that could do the thing. But
also,
the
you have to have not lied about that one to get to the lie that I'm talking about.
That's
true.
Almost there. Oh god. Or just oh my god, I'm so sorry. I thought we were meeting at this Starbucks on the west side. I'm so sorry. Oh, you're at an Intelligentsia. I'm so sorry. Hi everyone. I said hi everyone a few times, but I'm saying it now to the players. I hope you're all doing well. I know some of you have Magic cards that you've recently bought and are excited about. Some of you have Magic cards that you bought a while ago and feel that the resale value has plummeted in an irritating way.
I'm in both of those. That's me.
And some of you don't really have any Magic cards and don't really care about the speculative market of them. And to that person, I'll say, Pierce, we're going to talk about what we're going to talk about. That's what we call that's called a reversal joke, where you make it seem like I'm talking to one person, but then I'm talking. Yeah. Oh well, friends.
I feel like maybe you should do this kind of intro for Third Time's a Chart. You can just explain what all the various forms of jokes are before we watch the show.
God, I should do that. I should explain just all comedy. All right, guys, let's tell you guys about the rule of threes, and it's present in the title of our very show.
Oh, actually, here's a great thing. Maybe this is not off-stream conversation. I think you should explain one joke, and then it is a challenge for us to not use that joke during the course of the episode.
Okay. So whatever happens, no one do any joke that is trading on such and such an idea. That's your idea.
So if you do you do like the rule of threes, we can do two, but never hit the third.
No, you can. If you do hit the third, then you have to do a fourth one before the show ends, or we can't end.
My autofocus doesn't love me anymore.
Just keep going forever.
I think that's fun. That's the endless sitcom. That's like sitcom purgatory. But enough talk about nonsense. Let's talk about dice. Guys, it is the year of our common era, 2023. And now it's finally sunny and summerful here in California, which means it's time to open a Winter Wonderland die. Yes,
okay. Well, like, if we were to replace what C and BC and CE stood for, what would be a better?
Well, you mean would we replace BC? And
No. It's still BC. It's still like BC and BC or still. Sorry,
BC and AD. Is that what you're saying?
No. I know. I did the same thing Pierce did. If we were doing BCE and CE,
okay.
What would we replace C with? Like, what would instead of common era? What would it be? It would be like
uncommon era, rare,
like
mythic rare.
Era.
It could be your rare, mythic rare, uncommon.
No, but it's still C. It's still a C though. Like, what would the C stand for?
The first word that popped into my head, I shouldn't say on stream.
Oh my god, that was the first word that came in my head too.
Yeah. Look, it's a Polaris D6. I rolled a 3 on it. Mission accomplished. I like the idea of figuring out a way to replace BC and AD with stuff. But enough about what I want. Chronic.
I got something I'm not gonna say on stream.
They're fine. So should we talk about what's going on with our superhero friends? Some of you who also watch Formation Nation know that a lot of stuff's going on over there, and we may have learned some big things about, I don't know, at least V's, why, you know, what new stuff is going on with V and what's strange about it. But to cast our minds back to a whole month ago, since the 2 games every other week, and it's only one each, you know, yeah. If you cast our minds back all that way, we will remember that the heroes of Topflight West received a sort of basically decided to take one of numerous calls they could go to and decided that they should head to where the loss of life could potentially be greatest in Toucan Beach, Florida. Star Shadow has enveloped Miles with an impenetrable darkness as her previous powers at manipulating dark matter seem to have changed, and she's actually creating what things look like is like a proto black hole that hasn't started consuming the Earth but will soon. Yes, armament.
Well, we picked Toucan Beach because it's where the greatest loss of life could happen, and then she showed up with her black holes.
Guys, Florida man. Okay. Speaking of Florida men, we also met one of the Soldiers of Fire. His name is Bloodstar, and he is cool.
Is he a Florida man? Is he from Florida, or did he just happen to be in Florida?
Bloodstar?
Yeah.
They are based in Florida. They're based at the Florida Keys. I believe it's Isla de la Fuego. I think is what it's called. But the point is, he's the Soldiers of Fire are down there. He is not. I don't know that he's a native Floridian, but elements of it. He strikes
me as a transplant.
He strikes everyone without mercy. So he's very worried about this, but he is teamed.
That's because Mercy's from a different game.
Hey now, guys, we are on fire tonight. God, and it hurts. Too close to the sun.
I mean, if we wanted to get away from I'm not going to say it.
Please, no, go ahead.
If we want to get away from the sun, we could go 3,800 feet meters beneath the surface.
No, not even funny. Not even funny.
It's not what I thought it was going to be, but there you go. Cool. That's at Steinbergler.
Yeah. Come find me for more great humor.
If you're looking for that, also at the Art of Danliness. You can, if you'd like to message him.
Yeah. Send me all your hate mail.
Cool. In any case, teaming up with Bloodstar, you guys ventured into the darkness, where Lumen's light is able to penetrate it, although as you go deeper and deeper, it becomes a little less, the darkness becomes a little thicker. It is not magical in nature, though, so your magical light can sort of beat back the edges of it, but as you've gone on, you see there is like a thickening effect as the darkness is this sort of dark matter. A lot of technology has not been working in here. Armament was finding some minor alterations to the suit. He has, I think you rolled a thing and you suspect you couldn't bring out the big gun right now if you like. That's too electrical in nature. You also Synth Devil pulled out some bodies. The people who seem to be in a weird stasis, almost as if like their hearts sort of shut down due to like electrical stuff, but they're not dead. So he's taking them out because Synth Devil was like really not functioning in here because he's a cyborg or android rather, android. And so Whisper is with you, and the sort of the four of you teleports is there as well, and Bloodstar. Also, Bloodstar sort of and his crazy backpack gun wasn't working, but he still is wearing it in case it starts working later because he really doesn't want to not have it because he has a star of like guns that's 90s. But as you guys ventured through, Bloodstar was like, "There's another surge coming," and Findon fell down, his power drained, but then he found a hilt at his side which he gripped, only to become Beowulf himself. For Findon has now power surged. He is now Beowulf, the king of the Yeats. So, in typical superhero fashion, the team was like, all right, cool, let's carry on with that. And so they did. You guys, Armament said, great, better than Findon, because that's the joke of what's going on there. You guys went ahead, an inhuman entity, a slender, shiny, black sort of thing that was able to, like, avoid the light from the cantrip that Lumen has been using to sort of light this place, came in for an attack, and it indicated that this sort of dark matter drone she sent is proof that Star Shadow can now conjure, animate, and control dark matter as opposed to sort of simple manipulations of it. So after some weird conversations between Lumen and Bloodstar about what actor she's still messaging with, and Bloodstar's utter lack of hygiene, you guys pressed into the darkness, feeling that it was becoming slightly more difficult as you went. So it is at this time, as we begin Topflight West Power Surge number 2, because like a real comic book company, we're going to title and number these in a way that could just be a straight line, but instead it'll be a lot of short starts. Yes, please.
I was gonna say, I feel this is just gonna be like our doomsday clock. That's what's gonna happen here. That's why we're doing this crazy naming, because it's only gonna be 6 issues, and like 13 issues later, we're just gonna keep going. We're like, well, if we had known then, we wouldn't have done this, but that's fine.
Makes sense.
It's a real comic book nerd.
I'm familiar with that. I was actually no longer. That was in a period where I wasn't reading when those were coming out.
But we were also as delayed. I think those
those were notorious. So we are in a rare situation, but it's a smaller pool here. But there is an odd number of you, which makes the next part much easier to do. But also, if 2 people go, 1 person can have the decision thrust on them in a way they might not want. I like the following prologue choice a lot, because I really don't know what you guys will pick, and I also feel like you guys will be like, no, we want both. Here are your choices of where we can cut to for the prologue to this issue, Topflight West Power Surge number 2. Option 1, Top Beach, Argyle, California. Option 2, Topflight Tower, Alpha City. So in other words, do you want to check on your headquarters or the other headquarters?
I go top tower.
He's going Topflight Tower. All right, we have one vote.
Isn't there no one at our headquarters? Like, we're all here.
True. Oh, and it's on.
Beach.
You're going Topflight Beach as well?
Yeah.
Understood. Then Pierce, I'm sorry, you've been outvoted. All right. Top Beach is on like a state. You guys flew away in top sauce in your flying saucer. Oh yeah, by the way, they have a flying saucer. But there is still a small number of staff at Top Beach. You know, there's a few sort of local people. We will sort of track in as like a delivery truck makes its way up to Top Beach, where sort of a lot of mail, a lot of materials are dropped off, as they always are. Stuff starts going through various scanners, and there is a little like ding ding ding, like warning, suspicious material detected. One of these individuals who's working for you, she goes, "Oh, how odd," and she sort of like, you know, starts hitting some buttons of kind of like various shutdown procedures as they're intaking all this stuff, and soon there is a package wrapped in brown paper that has been sort of sequestered, just at, like kind of in like the side gate of Top Beach. She starts kind of like saying, she sort of sends a message, but like gets like a not delivered to sort of a synth devil or a pending delivery, and she goes, "Oh no, well I wonder if I should call Fiat about this. We're supposed to be on high alert." So she kind of grabs a communicator and makes a call into Fiat, who are very understaffed. But she does get through to someone and says, "Yes, we've just received a thing that sort of pinged the detection of dangerous materials. It's not giving me any more information than that." The person on the other line says, "Well, can you see, like, can you see what the package is? Can you start a just full scan?" She's like, "I don't know how to do that." They say, "You can just wait for Synth Devil. That's fine." She's like, "Okay." She goes, "And it looks like it was sent from," and she sort of kind of looks over at the package. She notices these like strange sort of markings amidst the scrawled, almost serial killer-like hand that wrote this in a sort of spidery font. It seems that this was sent from some from like, it just says like postal station that's in West Texas. So she's like, "Oh, how strange," and suddenly her eyes sort of glaze over, and then she says, "Yes, well, sure. I'll just wait for them to get back. We'll just keep this package locked up." "Okay, thank you." She hangs up the Fiat call, and then in a very different voice, as her eyes kind of have this strange ghostly glow, she says, "Well, all right. Yeah, we can leave that there for a spell. Better stretch my legs. It's nice to be far out west again." And as this possessed woman begins to walk through the headquarters of Topflight West, we cut across country to Florida. Sorry, go ahead. You seem upset. Or KJ seems upset. Do you have a question?
Yeah, sure.
Why is our security so lackluster? I just don't.
Your
How on earth?
It was super good.
Disagree.
Well, also, we are secure.
But there are going to be times where we all leave.
Right. But this is also one of the supervillains, if I recall correctly, that killed the original So I think they could probably circumvent our security systems.
It's pronounced
this is while they're rotting.
circumvent, but yes, you're right. So with that, don't worry about that. The point being, meanwhile, in Florida, you guys are moving through the darkness, which is beginning to get thicker. Lumen, that's beginning to get a little more intense. Teleportia she's just right behind you. You know, she's just a few minutes late. She'll be here soon. Bloodstar is sort of like stalking through, and he's just saying rad stuff like, "The darkness is alive. I can feel it."
Just like unprompted.
Yeah. He kind of looks back at you with his, his Deadpool, Deathstroke kind of just blank mask, just,
Hey,
exactly.
I have to disagree with you. If the darkness was alive, we could kill it. I have been unable to kill it thus far.
Oh, believe me. We're gonna try. Again, he does go.
Why is he walking
quiet.
so?
Huh?
Why is he walking so slowly?
'Cause I'm a hunter.
Lumen will whisper to whoever is closest to her that's not him. Do you think he washes his suit often? Or at all, even? Do you think laundry is part of his regular...
From what I can sense with my nose and familiarity with such smells, no, he has never washed a kill from his clothing.
Interesting. Okay.
I'm called Bloodstar for a reason. Well, for a lot of reasons. You might say I'm the star of causing blood. There's more of those things out here, those drones.
Yeah, let's move quickly and silently if possible. I don't know if that thing on your back makes a lot of noise.
He kind of gives you like a head tilt, like you ain't seen nothing yet. And then he proceeds to like kind of move off into sort of the darkness. Lumen, you think that at this point typically your cantrip would be casting 30 feet of bright light and 30 additional feet of dim light, I think.
Okay.
Right now it's probably more like 20/20. It has been like the darkness is becoming
Still better than my vision. Okay.
Still what I could, yeah. So you're sort of, yeah.
Okay. Does it hurt? I don't like, can I feel like pressure, or is it like...
At this point, you are not feeling like pressure in that way, but you are feeling more that you're just feeling it. Like it's not painful, okay. It's not like a thing, but it's just like you can feel the presence.
So it's like humidity.
It is darkness that is humidity. What is the darkness index today? As you guys continue on, you do see many more people on the ground. There seems to be like this is an outdoor gathering somewhere here in Toucan Beach. And as you sort of get closer and your light spreads over, it's pretty eerie because it's just like coming up out of darkness and it's all, warping from whatever way you're thinking it. But basically, it seems like you're passing some kind of like tiki bar on like a little like park, sort of with like a lagoon. And so there's just tons of people like passed out all over this tiki bar.
They look
I have
passed
seen
out.
this party before. There's much celebrating here. This is calm.
Right.
Yeah. I guess Whisper...
Yes! Oh, it's been so long. This is my favorite thing
Left
about
it
doing
on
this
the
show.
couch by the thing. God, fuck. Whisper will say, "Yeah, I guess that this is the equivalent of a modern-day meat hall here at Senior Toucan."
What an establishment Senior Toucan is.
They're all passed out though because of the almost coma-like thing, right? No one is actually just so drunk.
I'll tell you what, if you'd like to, you could move around and do a medicine check, or Armament could as well. The healers, both mundane and magical, could take a look at the people to see if they're roughly akin to those who'd been before. Also, everyone, please remember, you do have all of your hero dice back. So Armament, if you do a medicine roll as well, since you're a damn doctor.
Yep.
Damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a doctor.
15.
15. It based on you having seen some people in the weird stasis, you think it is what the people you sort of found just in armament.
17. So yeah.
Similar take. So as you guys sort of are creeping through here, I think probably armament and Beowulf. Lumen, what is your passive perception now?
Oh, passive is 18.
Okay, you guys are all pretty like.
Yeah, we left the people who have their just natural blinders on at home.
Yeah, you guys are all pretty because Beowulf certainly has some obscene perceptions, and yeah, Lumen's high. Teleportia's not as high, but she's looking around, and of course
She's 5 minutes late. She's fine.
Yeah, she'll be here soon. And so basically, between all of you, and you guys all pretty quickly spot a slick area. A body.
Sorry, say that.
A slick area.
Okay, I thought you said an a-slick.
A-slick.
Sorry.
There's an a-slick. No, there is a strange area sort of over this end, Lumen, as you go a little further. It's like back, like kind of behind the bar in a little seating room. It's kind of half outside, half inside, Florida style part on the lagoon. You do notice that among these bodies, and like with like a leg like kind of laying over an already passed out human waitress, there is another one of these dark matter drones. These slick, elongated, slender man, like just all black, like oil slicked things. One of them is lying here.
Lying here dead or lying here like
I would like to stab
weight?
it to make sure.
It seems to be motionless, and it seems to be like laid back in like a weird way. And Bloodstar has already silently, he has jumped up onto the bar, and so he's like stepping over like passed out patrons, and he's like pointing down at it. Beowulf, if you want to walk over to it and stab it. I
want to walk over and stab it to make sure that it's dead.
You can do so. No roll is really required to do that. You can, poke a non-magical sword or two into it.
It is dead. Do we collect the arm or head? Who are you bringing these kills to?
We don't need to. We're not. There's no bounty or reward to be gained from this. We're simply trying to get to the source of this and stop it.
I see. So we must claim the head of the one at the top of this.
The glory for this does not require the head. The glory simply requires in the cessation of this darkness.
When you say that, Whisper will sort of go, "Ooh, good word."
Thanks.
I have a feeling you will find that those are usually one and the same, but we shall proceed.
Armament.
Yeah.
What would your passive medicine be?
15.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Between your obscene passive perception and your passive medicine, I would say that you do feel like Beowulf had like stabbed this thing a couple times, just kind of it's like in the back or whatever, and you're like something is kind of off about this. So you might want to you think maybe you don't know what killed this drone.
I mean, there's no visible wounds on the outside?
Aside from it is laying kind of like on its like it's kind of like all like and it's like collapsed over some people. It's on. You can't really tell if it's on its back or its front because its like body is so sort of shapeless. But I think you do think there may be some injuries on whatever side is pointing it to the floor.
I'll use my the butt of my spear to just flip it over.
Okay, Lumen, as he's doing that.
If my passive medicine were 20, would I know?
If your passive medicine is 20, then you're better than the professional doctor. Yeah, sure. I'll basically.
It's from a different dimension. What do you want?
Yeah. What do you want?
I know about magical illnesses.
She
it's
can
not
wave her
his
hands and
fault.
heal people. So basically,
Right, yeah.
I'll tell you what, we'll say that because Armament does have higher perception, so Armament maybe noticed something was amiss, and as he's sort of flipping it over, you just, no rolls are required because you will all see this. You flip this thing over, and this, like, weird, like, dark, dense, but elongated, like, spaghetti-fied body, the sort of chest and stomach or whatever, like, part of this torso seems to have, like, been burst open, and there are, like, shredded flaps.
Like from the inside or from like something going in and then
You think probably more from the inside.
Lumen will say, yeah, that it appears something has come out of this creature.
Does the movie Alien exist in this universe?
It certainly does, sure.
Right. Great, just like Alien, cool.
I'll tell you what.
Believe these?
Go ahead.
You believe that these are? I mean, they are clearly creatures from another world. You believe they are from another celestial body?
It's
They have something here called pop culture that is very hard to understand, but I believe this is one of those times.
No, think of pop. No, it's not actually. No, pop culture is not hard to understand. Think of pop culture as just our culture's mythos, right? One of the stories that
there's far too much of it for that to be true.
Think of it as a parable where there are creatures that I can't believe I have to explain this. The creatures that I look at Whisper. How do you even explain this?
Something from beyond may have come from this thing beyond.
Right. Oh, very clear. Understood.
And Bloodstar will sort of say, yeah. I wonder if that thing's still here. Lumen.
Yeah.
Based on, I just took a gander, and you have some obscenely high, you have some absurdly high rolls that you can make. There is, go ahead.
Yes.
There is something I'd like
I'm
you
just
to
agreeing.
do. Rather than a medicine, I'd like you to put your old investigation hat on. And you feel free to spend dice before or after this if you want to, etc., etc.
Well, I would like to, but I also feel like we're going to fight something, so I'd like to save him for that.
Sounds good.
Okay. Ooh, that is a... Wait. 12. So that is a 28.
28. Yeah, okay, you don't need to spend anything. With a 28 of investigation, Lumen kind of goes into sort of Sherlock mode as she's like looking at this thing. And you definitely think that like something like surged out of it. Which is strange because that implies that if these things take on like new forms or something, they're not just changing themselves, they're like discarding part of the dark matter or drawing more in. But with the 28, you do notice something else. Gripped in the hand of this thing, and of course, I'm sure all of you are being kind of careful not to just like touch the skin because it does feel like weirdly dense and it's kind of made of dark matter, etc. But you're kind of just nudging it with objects. It's gripping something in its hand. Something that is not dark matter.
Can I pry the hand open, but not with my own hand? Just like, I don't know, like is there a stick nearby?
Use some stick, or you can grab a swizzle stick from the bar or something, and kind of prise it open.
What is a swizzle stick?
It's like it's like the thing to like the stirrer. As you do so, what you find as you're sort of as your own luminance shines down on it, or wherever. What do you have the light on? Just on you? Is the light cantrip on you? Yeah. So basically, just you're kind of like the source of the light. On its hand, sort of once you're sort of like prise the fingers out, there is a crumpled up paper coaster depicting Senior Toucan. the mascot of this place.
Okay, wait. So from what I'm understanding, maybe these used to be the people that were here, and something, either that person got out or is doing something else.
You rolled a 28 on your investigation.
Yeah.
You don't think this was a person because this seemed to have come
Okay.
here based on like the lay of stuff and how long. Like this body fell on top of those people. You more suspect that one of these drones walked in here and picked up a coaster standing over all these bodies. And then something burst out of it and it fell.
Are you saying this out loud, Lumen?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, let's be on the lookout for a black hole toucan.
Almost on cue, you hear this unearthly cawing from above, this kind of like... And, Blood Star's immediately like... Nice day for a duck hunt.
Yeah.
Who can?
Do we
I
see him
don't
moving
think
around?
it is. It actually seems like a very poor day for a duck hunt. The visibility is terrible.
It's also not a duck. It's a toucan.
Yeah, well... He like rolls off and gets into a thing. Two can't play at that game.
Yeah. Fucking damn it.
Do we see this thing flying around?
Make a perception roll. You cannot see it.
That's a natural 20, so 32.
As you look up into the dark, you don't see it. It's staying out of visual range. It's staying in the thick darkness, but you can hear strange, kind of almost plasticky, rubbery wings flapping.
Plastic.
Because it's this like weird like oil slick thing, so you do
Yeah,
believe
yeah,
there's one of those up above.
So what are we slaying? Or shall we move on?
Well, I guess that we need to figure out if we kill this, if we go and we stop whatever's going on at the center of this, will that cause this toucan to go away? Or will it dismiss it, or will it still be around here just in the bright of day?
Do toucans normally create this sort of chaos?
They can if they're not tamed, but no, not like this.
I will say that at this
Do we know how much farther we have to go?
You think there's still a little bit of distance to cover, but you've certainly you're more than halfway to the center. So basically, yeah, it's kind of a thing of like you think there's something up here. If you want to like try to draw it down and engage, you can just start doing stuff. You Armament, I'll say with your nat 20, you definitely have a sense of like something is up there circling, kind of like aware of all of you. Definitely might want to get into fighting with you, but it has not attacked yet. It also might start following you and attack at a much worse time. You're not sure.
Right. I mean, we might as well take care of it now. We're also inside, right?
You are. It's like half in, half out sort of thing. So it is.
Well, I mean,
it is not indoors. It is up high.
Okay, but I mean, if there is like some kind of like partial structure, then at least we have like we're limiting its angles of attack. If we
Totally.
if we
You can take cover under stuff like that for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lumen,
All right.
so Lumen doesn't have dark vision, right? Like she can't be blinded, but that doesn't translate to also having dark vision.
No, she does not see in the dark. In fact, she needs light. Otherwise, she goes crazy scared. Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's try and lure it down then. Lumen, can you like turn down your light a little bit, or is it just like on and off?
What if I stood in the darkness?
I can turn it down.
You can, yeah. You can kind of shrink it a little more. And Beowulf, are you going to step out into the dark?
I think where I'll start, if I could, because I'm assuming this works like standard light stuff, where it's like 30 feet of bright light and then an additional 30 feet of dim light. Right?
Yes, but now it is only. Well, she's making it even smaller, so it's probably.
I'm gonna step out into the dim light.
You're in the dim,
kind of
corroded.
So I'm in the edge, but I'm still like a silhouette that they can see.
Okay, sounds good.
Tukan from the beyond. Come face your end.
Everyone's kind of like on edge. His blood starts like ready to go. Beowulf, make an intimidation roll. Make a come at me, bro, roll.
Sure. It's a 12.
Don't you have insane stats now? How on earth
Still
are you?
Pierce.
Yeah,
Still
but
Pierce.
yeah,
He's
Pierce
just
is
gonna roll.
pilot.
He's just gonna roll 2s all the time. It's fine. You sort of call out for that.
I mean, it's just not. I'm not proficient in it, so I only have a
And,
+5 in it.
I'll tell you what, though. You've got a crazy hot shot with you. Let's see. No, I gotta roll a red die for him. Bloodstar kind of chuckles and goes, "Yeah. I rolled a natural 20 for Bloodstar. So Bloodstar will say, maybe that worked back in Renaissance fair days. But, nowadays, if you really want to piss off a big monster," and he stands up, and he almost puts his head down like he's just listening, because what he just rolled that on was like a perception, and then he just points his gun like this, and Armament, you can probably hear something swooping, and he just goes and shoots up at there's burst of fibers of shoots, and you hear this call, and now you hear something swooping down. Let's roll initiative.
Ooh, another natural 20.
All right.
Now, if only I can get that on the hero die in combat.
I also rolled a natural 20.
Hey, now that is never the case for Beowulf, for Pierce.
No.
That is the fast initiative. That is never how the man does it.
No, it's a terrible thing for me.
Okay, God. What does that? So what does that get you to, Armament?
That puts me at 23.
Nice. What does that get you to, Pierce?
25.
25. Love it.
I got 5.
Great. So I still think Lumen will get a turn this fight, but one never knows. Okay. Then fine. I'm just gonna roll the NPCs, okay? Not gonna roll all. I'm gonna just have them do a little bit of stuff for you guys. All right,
Sure.
But Beowulf,
Is Teleportia part of that?
right now she is, yes. So if you'd like to
Okay.
call out requests for her, you can. So Beowulf, though he shot at the bird, and blood starts shot up at the bird, and you hear a caw and you hear something coming. It is probably not coming for you. Bloodstar is back on the outdoor bar. There's kind of a straw roof type thing above him, but he was shooting, up across, so something might. Anything could probably easily crash through that sort of thatch, sort of tiki roof.
Sure.
So what would you like to do on your turn here, sir?
Well, considering I'm fairly useless at range, I will sort of once again sort of step in the direction to where Bloodstar is. But I will or I guess I'll go with near Armament and Lumen, because I've just noticed that this spell requires touch.
Oh, okay, sure.
I thought this, but I would say once again, do not be afraid of this toucan from beyond in the darkness, where you have the glory of God guiding you. And I'll cast heroism. So you're immune to being frightened, and you'll gain 5 temporary hit points that you get at the start of every turn.
I just realized that you making Lumen immune to being frightened is real good, and when she's in the dark, because like that's what like.
Correct.
So that's
This
a
is
problem.
the
for
glory
me.
of the King of the Geats.
Yeah, Beowulf can keep Lumens. So now it's not just put Lumen in darkness; it's isolate Lumen in darkness. That's the only way to torment her. All right, so Beowulf puts heroism upon you. Beowulf's turn comes to an end. It is now Armament's turn.
All right. Can I mean, I can see like the direction it's coming in, or I sense at least.
You sense where it's coming from, and it does seem to be coming towards Bloodstar.
So then can I'm just going to bonus action. I'm going to shift my weapon into a whip so that I have more range on it. And specifically, this one will deal. We'll have this do fire because that worked last time.
Sure.
Going full Balrog mode here.
And
and then,
been,
yeah.
it's almost like Lord of the Rings has been on your mind.
I don't know what you mean. And then I'm gonna get near Bloodstar, and I'm just gonna like hold an attack for
hold an attack when something sort of comes into range. Great plan. It is sort of I think Captain Eldritch will put she'll kind of just do like a fairly standard you know what? This is a fun one. Captain Eldritch is actually she's gonna fly over to Lumen just because I think she likes the idea of light stuff, and she's gonna put a hand on you
idea.
and say, "Be quick about it, dear," and sort of touch you, and she's gonna cast haste on you to just sort of temporarily sort of speed you up because I don't know, she can, and we haven't done that in combat yet. That's kind of a move.
What does that do in this context? Can I just move twice? Like
it does a bunch
double
of
the
stuff. You're
distance?
gonna move fast. I'll tell you all the details of haste. I feel like that's a spell that I have memorized, but I want
two
to
volo blasts a turn if you want.
Yeah,
now.
you get
Rad.
an extra. Well, I think for you it's actually 3 because you get to shoot your normal action, then you can take an additional action, but you can also take an additional action to do either dash, disengage, hide, or just shoot one more attack. And
Excellent.
you have advantage on dex saves, and you have a +2 bonus to AC. But then you are hit with a wave of lethargy once the spell ends on you.
Ooh, that's
For a
unfortunate.
turn. It's if it's out of combat, it's no problem. It's a 6 seconds of like, woof. She'll do that. Teleportia's going to hold a warp beam in case she sort of sees anything. And Bloodstar, on his turn, he will just be like, "Come to Papa," and he'll shoot up at the dark. And he rolls a nat 20 on one, so that's just a lot of damage to a thing. At this point, it is the turn of the Dark Matter Toucan, Senior Toucan, and there's this like absolutely like unearthly sort of like howl, and then sort of peeking into the dimness armament, you do see this like beak, and interestingly, though this thing is all black, the beak is like warping shades of like purple and like kind of what you'd see on like the penumbra of a black hole, like purple and blue and kind of as a so there's a colorfulness. But this toucan is also large in size, and it is wearing the same trucker hat that Senior Toucan is wearing in the mascot thing, but it is wearing like a black matter or like a dark matter, like, but it has like a mesh looking back hat with like a thing. And it seems that it says like it almost seems to say like Senior Toucan in this stuff, but it's not quite. But if it's coming down, but it's like this thing is also very large. It's probably more like the size of it's like a large creature. It's not size of a thing, and you do suspect it burst out of the one on the ground. Armament, you held an attack. It has entered reach for you because Lumen has made the sort of bubble smaller. So you can attack now as you see it. And a warp beam is also going to go at it. Just one held one. Hers will hit. So we'll deal it another. Call that
Mine are a. What is my plus hit again? My plus hit's 10. So that will put me. The lower one is a 23, and the higher one is a 31.
Oh dear. And yeah, those 23 to 31 both hit. And
right.
Yeah. And don't you also add a D4 to all your weapon rolls?
I did add the D4. Yes.
Oh, good. Yeah, I was gonna say because
I just like I rolled them both at the same time, and then I was smart, and I was like, well, I'm gonna roll a matching D4 for each D20, so I know which one gives which.
I love it. You know what? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it. McDonald's, guys. Didn't know.
That's a total of 16 plus 2, a total of 28 points of fire damage.
28 points of fire damage. So that so the sort of the held sort of warp beam that hits, the fire damage hits. Bloodstars like bullets certainly did some stuff. The toucan, sort of now seeing kind of, I think only clustered there are sort of Armament and Bloodstar. It's going to open its mouth and it's going to sort of shoot out this loud cacophonous. You could almost see like the sound waves coming like a black canary scream or something. So Armament, I need you to actually make a Constitution saving throw.
Sick. Oof. Oh boy.
Ooh, boy, Glaven. Okay.
Yikes. You know what? I'll let that lie where it fell. I'll play on the lie. That's a 13.
Okay. That will be a decent amount for you then. 33 points of damage.
Oh, that's fine.
As you're sort of hit with this sort of thing. But then, as you're sort of like winding up to do something, it sort of like, it like flies at you guys and sort of hits you with this. It also screeches down and kind of as a bonus action, it's going to like rake its claws toward Bloodstar, which will hit, and Bloodstar's like, ooh, feels good. As like blood is sort of, let's get into it. But it then flies up. Just it immediately like flies up into the dark. And Armament, you might be like wanting to use a reaction.
Well,
as one would, to like op attack as it leaves your reach.
I believe. I mean, I think in 5e you use it like if you held an action, you use the reaction to do the held action.
That is also true. Well, and
if you will let me use a reaction to,
I will. Well, it's kind of a moot point because I was setting this up to be a
talk about fly? Yeah.
It has flyby, which is a thing that a lot of birds are going to have. So basically, this thing obnoxiously it can kind of swoop in, attack, and like before you could even do it, it's already. So as it disappears up into the dark, it kind of like it makes its attack. And kind of goes up, but as it leaves, I think it probably, this is more parrot-like, but I will sort of say that in this just dark, evil voice, you do hear it going, half-price margaritas.
Oh, what? No, what?
Lumen, it's your turn.
It's an alright deal.
Okay. I will attack 3 times.
Okay. It has disappeared up into the dark.
Entirely? Oh my god.
You can't see it, but you're welcome. So basically, if you want to, you saw its trajectory. I would let you make a free perception roll. You also don't fly, right?
No, I do not
fly.
So
it's so sad because you're the one, you could fly after it and still see it. But if you want to make a perception check, so you have pretty high perception, and perhaps you'll...
That is 22.
I'm going to say with the 22, you get where it is, so you could take 3 shots at... Ooh, tell you what, take a shot at disadvantage, because you're shooting into the dark, but because you are firing beams of light at it, if you're close enough, I'll let subsequent ones not be an advantage because it's like a tracer bullet.
Oof, wow, that's wow. 14. It could have been a 27, but it's.
I understand. So you shoot one, and it's just like you guys like see the arc, and everyone's eyes are sort of like looking up. Their eyes were watching Valo Blast as you're like, as this like kind of like almost flare sort of goes up, and you can see, but you don't see any flapping wings near. But you can still hear it, Lumen. So you can take your second of your 3 attacks. This one's still at disadvantage because you weren't quite close enough to it.
This one is a non-nat 20.
With a non-nat 20, this one you're like, I think it's over there, and you shoot one up, and you do sort of clip it. So roll your damage.
Oh. No, that's not it. And 8, oh shit. 15, 25 plus 6, 31.
Damage? Oh yeah, because she has the Jesus Christ, yeah.
I have 3d10 and then a plus 6 modifier.
She does a lot of these. You guys really hit hard with this shit. All right. Okay, no problem. Lumen, you can now take your third one, and I will say this one is not at disadvantage because you know.
Is it weak at all to the light though? So is it more than 31 or anything?
Like the other dark matter ones, it seems to definitely be affected by the light, but it is not vulnerable to it.
I mean, I didn't get to hit the other one. I don't know.
Oh, right, just kidding. I think Armament might have used a light sword on it though. Or no, you were just using fire. Well, now you.
Yeah, I don't have radiant damage.
Oh, you can't do it. Well, you have now learned it is not vulnerable, but it definitely takes it all.
Okay, 21.
21 hits. Roll the rest of your damage, and as you do that, we can move around to Beowulf. So Beowulf, you see that it is up in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
I can see twice as
Once
high.
again.
Yep.
21.
21. Wow. Cool.
Sorry. Yes, 21.
Love it. All right, Beowulf, your turn.
All right.
We'll start round 2.
I will once again I will stand up, and I will look at Lumen and Armin and say, "Look to me for your strikes." And I will step out, and I want to go like full Billy in the Predator and like take out my long sword and just drag it across my chest, opening up.
The fuck?
And then just sort of hold it up and scream a war cry.
Is this your long sword you're using?
Yeah, the long sword. I don't
go-
actually think I have the great sword. As far as I know, I have a short sword and the long sword.
Fair enough. Go ahead and roll. Did you use 2 hands to do that?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, roll a d10. You don't.
Do you want me to roll 1d10 or 3d10? Because that's how much I deal.
1d10.
Okay.
Yeah. It's 1d10, no modifier, just the base damage
Oh.
of the weapon.
2.
So you take 2 points of damage as you slice yourself open, and you're
Okay.
sort of trying to get out there to sort of draw this thing to you.
And then, if I still have the ability to, I would like to ready my attack for if it swoops into my range.
I'll say that you can ready an attack if it swoops to you. That's fine. Great. Armament, it is your turn. You see basically where it is. It would be you can take a ranged shot at it if you want to, based on where Lumen is, or you can just hold another attack that comes to your sort of thing.
How far away is it?
It is about 40 feet up.
Can I just like make a gun?
Sure. Yeah, you can just do Bloodstar, I'll be like, haha, cute. Yeah, you can just
Wait. Oh no, I only have room for 1. No, okay, never mind. God damn, no, I'm not.
You want to take the guy's backpack?
No, I don't want to because I don't want to lose the fucking cannon.
But the thing about that would be amazing to me is it wouldn't appear as a backpack. It would just appear as you holding the backpack out, because it would be your arm that changes, right?
Well,
it could come from his back. It could
Yeah.
Yeah, right. You have a morphing suit. I always just think of you as Mega Man.
No. It's like because it's like the suit is like a kind of shimmering weaving thing that like
Right.
because remember like when I did like at first when I was doing the gun, like part of like my leg would come like,
the
would be
leg
visible.
That's
of
right,
the
that's
suit,
right.
like his legs are bare because the suit's using so much of itself to make the gun. Yeah.
More like Iron Man's nano suit basically.
Yeah.
All right, so what? So yeah, if you want to, you can just shift. I think it's like a bonus action for you to change weapons.
The bonus action shift, yeah. So
you can shift to a ranged thing and take a couple shots at it.
Yeah, I mean, just for flavor, it's just gonna be for flavor, it's gonna be like the rifle that the sniper in Saving Private Ryan had.
Okay. Sure. Go
Yeah.
ahead and take a couple shots. I think since yours are fire, I'll say the first one will be at disadvantage.
Okay.
But we'll sort of do a similar thing that Lumen did, where if it, if you hit maybe the burst of flame, you'll sort of be able to see what's up there.
Okay, then I'll roll them separately then. Fuck it. Well, one was a natural 20, but with disadvantage, it's 24.
That does hit still.
Okay. And then the second one.
You know what? While he's doing
is another 24.
Yeah, so those will hit. I'm gonna roll some NPCs while you're doing stuff.
I don't like the sound of that, but okay.
Just no. I'm gonna roll your allies to just see if.
Okay, yeah. That's gonna
extra
be
stuff on.
18 points of. No, sorry. 30 points of fire damage.
30 points of fire damage.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, nice.
And then I'm gonna spend my D8.
Hey.
That's not an
Actually,
8. So I'll do 2 more attacks.
All right, make them.
Well, one of the. Oh, holy! You gotta be fucking kidding me. Both are natural ones.
Okay. We'll say sort of just for the flavor of that, as you're you're making a line up to do you do a couple and you're almost like getting like you're oh, here's what it is. Even though you can fly and stuff is just like a momentary thing. You're like walking along the bar, like firing up at it, like as it's like moving, and you trip over like a passed out person, and your last two just like fall completely. And though you can sort of like hover and stuff, you spin for a moment in air, kind of like off balance, and maybe you're also irritated because as that's happening, Bloodstar goes, "Cute gun." Is that yeah, it's cute. Bloodstar at this point is just, he's just
The thing
like
is,
firing
Bloodstar would fucking love my cannon.
Oh yeah, he'd be like, gotta get me one of those. But as he's shooting up at that, your girl Whisper, she fires some Eldritch Blasts. Gave me Eldritch Blast, and those 2 of those impact as well. So there's some shots, some stuff, and there's also another warp beam that a warp beam also hits as well. So the others are like doing a bit of damage, but it is now time for the monster. You hear that kind of strange voice sort of saying, "Ladies' night,
Jesus.
Limbo, how can you go?" And it's swooping down, and Beowulf, it is coming for you. So you will enter your reach before it can attack you, so you may make your held strike.
Okay. I'm gonna spend my D4.
Hey now.
Get advantage.
Love it.
Is it 2? It's still on. Oh, good God. I forget. Can I add dice to the roll after I roll?
Totally.
Or before? All right. I'll throw my D10 and D6 on this.
Love it. Healing and clearing conditions. What could go wrong?
Fine. I have a magical doctor and a regular doctor
That's
with me. I'm fine.
Great point. They can heal me of the flu and also the magic flu.
Just like the flu, but the scarf is never ending.
Okay, so with that,
Tissue just.
it's just like your nose never stops running. There's nothing you can.
Yeah. It's a portal to the plane of snot.
Ugh.
Oh my. That's like the worst power surge for like Cyclops.
Now he has to wear a nose plug because it would always be coming out unless he stops it. For everyone who's signing off now, just thanks for watching up to this point. We do appreciate it and we understand.
Sorry, 23, right?
A 23 will hit.
All right, so that's 3d10. So it's 15 points of damage. Not anything spectacular.
It's not bad. You've got, with all the NPCs basically doing stuff, you guys are well, this thing looks pretty messed up.
But is it still coming for me now? Because that was just my reaction.
Yeah, that's
So
your
now
sort of reaction as you sort of, or your held action as you sort of strike it. It will now. Can you roll a d6 for me real quick?
Me?
Yeah, it's you.
Sure.
Cool.
3.
Okay, well it doesn't get its like caw back. So instead it'll just attack you. It's a natural 20. I know
Oh, that's funny.
I know you're gonna be fine. I've rolled a lot of nat 20s, some of them for the good guys, but this one for the bad guys. It's just, and it's on this perfect, I'm rolling this total dark oversized d20.
Oh, excellent.
So it's always hard. Anyway, that's its first attack, so that'll hit you for a bunch.
Sure.
And the second one does a 22 hit your armor class?
Does.
Okay. Then its third attack is a 3 on the die, so that will not hit you. I don't think, unless your armor class is like.
It's 20.
Oh,
My
yeah,
armor class is
yeah,
20.
you're fine. Okay. What's your class? So, it's automatically does that much, and then I also roll this much. Hit plus, 66. That crit was rough.
That's fine.
Okay.
Is that the end of its turn?
That is the end of its turn.
I would like to spend my d20. If it's...
I'll tell you what.
I don't know where we are. Oh, because I don't know where... You tell me.
Do your d20. Go ahead. Roll your d20. I'm gonna go an additional thing on this d20 here.
It's a natural 1, so I don't get that
Cool.
back.
Natural 1. So in that case, you don't get it back. You can totally take your turn now. It is, however, like, I was basically going to allow you to do this on its turn as it's flying away from you, so you could, like, keep it there at the thing. But unfortunately, it has swooped up.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have your turn, though. It's your d20 spent.
But it's not in range of me anymore.
It is not in range of you anymore, because it
Okay.
well, I mean, it's flying by.
All right. Well, then I'm going to just try to, like, pick up some rocks and throw some rocks in the area I saw it swoop up. And see
You know
if
what
I
you
get
could
lucky.
grab? You could grab a sun umbrella and hurl it like a javelin.
Oh, absolutely. I'll do that.
So please roll that at. You can make 2 attacks of those. You've got speed. You're strapping. You can jump from outdoor table to outdoor table and try to hurl a couple.
Sure.
They're at disadvantage because you have no sense of where it is, but
For sure.
But you know where it's going, and it's gonna get. It will also get a little boost to its AC, but you have means of making your rolls crazy high, so you're good. Yeah. And yes, Lumen, somebody did just cut off your turn, but you get to go next. Don't you worry.
No, that's fine.
I think a 14 will miss.
14 sadly misses you. You just kind of hear like the.
And worse. I rolled a 6 and a 5 and then a 6 and a 4.
So you're
Carry on.
you're like hurling those stuff up. Lumen, make another perception check.
Or,
This is too soft.
non-nat 20.
A non-nat 20. I will say that you have the sense of where it is. Go ahead and make your attacks. You are rolling at disadvantage for the first one, but it's not getting a boost to its AC. So just take your first.
Can I spend the d4 to negate that?
You totally can. And roll it, and maybe you'll keep it.
Oh, right. 2. No, I do not.
You do not, but make your shot.
I
I think if Lumen hits 3 times, it could be dead.
25.
25. That hits. So Lumen once again senses where it is and just kind of like shoots this beam of light, and sure enough, you sort of see sort of an impact and like the burst of light up as it hits like under its wing.
31.
Yep. Okay. Do your second shot, not at a disadvantage because you've lit it up.
That is a 24.
24 will hit.
That's 19.
19. All right, it's looking very, very bad. You got one more shot, still not disadvantage because its wings are a glowing.
20.
Okay.
Haven't gotten one of these in a while.
You like so here's how a nat 20 works for you. You do, what is your modifier that you put on after your 3d10?
6.
6. So you do 36 points of damage and then roll 3d10. You always do the full max damage, then you roll the dice again.
Okay.
So you can roll 3d10. I mean, it is very dead.
No. 60 or no? That's a 60. It's a 6. Fuck. Sorry, just math. Sorry.
It's fine.
23. 29.
29.
Plus the 36.
Yeah. So you basically, Lumen just like lights this bird up from below, and as it falls down, as it's like bursting apart, you hear this one last chortle going, "Late night bikini contour," and it sort of crashes kind of in the distance, and then moments after that, you hear whoosh, whoosh, as 2 umbrellas float down from the sky, having expanded out from when Findon threw them up.
Oh.
So that all clatters. Bloodstar sort of says, "Yeah. Quite the light show."
Yeah, nice shot, Lumen.
Thank you.
Let's keep moving and be on the lookout for more weird morphing things. I assume they're just finding inspiration for what's around them, so
Seems
only
like
imagine.
that does imply some sort of... Actually, I don't care what it implies. I'm just gonna shoot stuff.
And then he pauses, and he's just... And there's like a little statue of Senior Tukin on the far side of this that he just like blows up, like a like a plaster painted statue, and he's
Just in case.
Yeah, I shudder to
You do
think
not
of any
need to
weird
conserve-
Florida things they might find.
Yeah. Whisper says,
Armament, I think you are correct. The fact that these things can see new forms and take new forms is concerning.
Yeah.
We should be cautious moving forward.
so, you guys head on. Teleportia was the one doing your tracking for you, if memory serves. I roll a 19 on the die, so she has very high survival for some reason.
Should I keep?
I mean, I can also do it.
What's your modifier?
I have a +9 to survival.
Okay,
tracking.
she has a +9 as well. Go ahead and do yours, but
Since if we want someone who was here.
yeah,
but
yeah.
That's fine.
Didn't really. No, please, always someone who's here.
She's 5 minutes away.
She's almost here, guys. She's just behind you.
All right.
She's calling up like, guys, just go that way. Sorry, I'm just dealing. Yeah.
Okay. It's slightly worse than hers, but it's gonna be a 26.
That's literally slightly. It's like 2 slightly. So yeah, as you're sort of guiding, Beowulf takes up the mantle of I shall guide you.
I sense the
dark."
evil in this direction.
Yeah, and you guys sort of continue. But Lumen, you had made your sort of cone of light a little bit smaller.
Yes, I was gonna ask. Should I keep that dimmed or should I go back to how it was?
I'm good either way.
Also, Lumen, you do have 6 seconds of being really tired. That's probably before Bloodstar shot stuff up.
Yeah. I'll just keep it dimmed if
Okay.
people don't need.
Tell you what, Lumen, make
Mhm.
a roll as you guys carry on, because Beowulf is leading you sort of well, and whatever shouts you hear from Teleportia are helping. You know, you could have just also had advantage of that, etc., etc. Lumen, I would like for you to make a just Valo's Light modifier roll. That's like the thing right under your name. So it's like this is kind of like your own insight, your own understandings.
Is a 16.
As you continue on, you're having like a weird, bad feeling. With a 16, it kind of doesn't strike you until you're like, oh, okay. You guys are continuing on some like weird Floridian pathway. You're pretty sure you're walking through a golf course. You see someone in a polo shirt in like stasis. And Lumen, you suddenly realize, like, now that it's you're maybe quarter mile past when you could have done something about it, you couldn't make this bigger if you wanted to. You were like, I'll just have it be small, and then you're going, you're like, oh, just kidding. This is, it's constricting even this much smaller size. The light is becoming dimmer and dimmer. That being said,
How long does the not being able to be afraid last? Is it just for the battle?
I think that has gone now, but Beowulf can technically cast that at will, so he can hit you with more of those.
No, it lasts for a minute, but I could literally just.
It's gone. All right,
You
it's
can
cool.
spam. Yeah, at this point you're probably like, ooh. However, as you're carrying on, I would say that Armament, Beowulf, Lumen actually, because your passive is 18, not 20. I think the 20 is probably cut off. Armament and Beowulf and Whisper and Bloodstar are like beginning to have a sense of like an odd, like heaviness or pull or thrum ahead of you. You think you are getting closer to like the literal heart of this dark matter. And your eyes are almost playing tricks where you can't see anything, but you almost can see like an after image of like, like purple, dark, kind of negative purple energy.
And does it feel like, it feels weird, but does it feel like it's getting actually, like, just the environment is dangerous for us?
The environment feels rough. You don't think you're taking damage yet, but you think there's a point at which you would start, your movement is not yet impacted, but you think that could be coming soon. Tell you what, Armament, why don't you make Beowulf, you could as well. Both of you please make a perception check to try to, like, reach out and see more than this with your prodigious modifiers for those.
19.
19, yeah.
22.
22. It's becoming harder to even like hear or see through it. There is kind of a loudness to all of this, and even Whisper will sort of say, "It's very little things that I have found can mess with these glasses, but I'm beginning to have trouble sort of seeing into the dark as well. We're getting close." And Bloodstar's like, "Yeah, real close. Better reload."
You wouldn't have had to reload if you just didn't shoot the statue for no reason.
"Can I tell you a secret, Light Lady?"
Absolutely not.
"Then I'll tell someone else." And he gets really close to Even's odds. He walks up to you, Beowulf, and whispers in your ear and goes, "I like reloading." And then he just walks on.
I do not think that is the secret that you think it is. So, we are nearing the center of this darkness. Are we fit to proceed?
I think we are. Just gotta be careful.
Perhaps shine your light brighter if we are losing vision from some of our members.
I actually cannot do that anymore. This is as much as I can do, apparently, this far in.
Well, no need.
I mean,
And
there is a need, but it's okay.
But Lumen, if this is going directly counter to your light power, then is this not the kind of darkness that you were here to fight?
I'm here to fight all kinds of darkness.
But this is the first one that we've seen that's had this effect on your light, which means that it's the worst darkness we've had to fight yet.
So, by that logic, I must stay and fight. Because
Right.
Why would I run from that?
Also, it would be bad to run off alone and get eaten by another, I don't know, dark matter drone in the form of a ferret or crocodile or anaconda or some other weird exotic pet.
I believe it would be an alligator here, but yeah.
True.
Florida is one of the places where both of them exist in the wild.
Also, is it this Tiger King? You could run into dark matter tigers.
Yeah, that would be cool actually, but let's not. that would be pretty cool.
Okay, but actually, I do want to see that. No.
Okay, dark matter tigers, come to us. However, as you guys...
Way more worried about dark matter baskets.
Hey, you cool cats and kittens. As you guys are sort of moving on here, kind of pausing for a moment, realizing the light. Let's give it one roll. Oh, not so great. You do kind of actually hear some like movement ahead of you. That kind of like, and after a few moments, this is kind of like a burst of this negative, sort of purple tinted, like anti-light, where you can sort of make out shapes, and it's like it hurts your eyes to even sort of see it, but you can sort of half see it. Actually, the only person who's not super affected by it is glasses. But as you guys are sort of
Really?
like,
But I can't. Fine.
you're not being blinded. That is true. It's not blinding. It's more like it's like you're seeing like the underside of stuff. It's not causing you any pain, but it's strange. But
Okay.
you do see that there are like several of those dark matter drones standing ahead of you in a line.
How many? Several.
A couple of them actually step back, almost like in as like on purpose, and now there are 6 of them standing there. And then
Ooh.
their bodies begin like contorting in sort of strange ways, and their chests begin, and then there's 6 of them burst out. And as these crumpling sort of like husks of this sort of slick, dark matter, gross drone material, what you see standing before you are 6 dark matter drones. One seems to be in like a bulky sort of like armored suit of some kind, and as it like moves, the armor is beginning to shift into different weapons. Another has this like strange like backpack of weaponry on it. Another is like a strong warrior with a sort of bring up a sword. Another is a slight thing, and from its hands begins to glow like pure dark, like that like purple tinge, like negative energy. Sort of it's shaped just like lumen. Another one is actually 5 minutes away. There is actually one that is like 5 minutes. So actually, the 6th one is 5 minutes away.
Running behind.
Yeah, and the last one is wearing sunglasses, and is wearing like a cape and sort of floating, and seems to be, it's like fingers sort of twitching. Yes, Beowulf.
I just realized that Teleportia is the running up to the castle clip from Monty Python the Holy Grail, where she's just always the same distance away running. You cut, and then suddenly she's there.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, bro, let us turn these imposters into dust and move on with the matter.
Yeah,
I'll start drawing my sword.
I guess it's time to kick our own asses, huh?
I was impersonated once, and I will never let it happen again.
Wait, what? Yeah, I know that happened, but what was that? What was the deal?
It was when we went back in time, and there were like alternate versions of some of us.
Right.
And the one that claimed she was Lumen was a
right
fucking bitch. So yeah.
She just was.
No, she was way worse.
Okay. So anyway, as basically suddenly there are now dark matter clones of you guys, like negative energy. It's, you know what it is? It's Topflight Tswu. Topflight Tswu.
Just you. Which is how you spell the hawk noise in Animorphs.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
West backwards. So
Imagine, if you will, a dark Topflight.
dark Topflight. At this point, it is 9 p.m. Do you guys want to do this now, or does this wait 2 weeks?
This seems like a good stopping point.
It does kind of seem like a stopping point. I don't want to give too little content in an issue of this comic book, but I will say comic books often are just, like if that was like a big fight in the middle.
This was one of those big oversized ones that is like somehow thinner than a normal.
There you go.
But it's just we just used more real estate.
Used more real estate. Oh, also,
Yeah,
I'm going to say
some
this
of the
now.
double spreads look sick.
I keep forgetting about this, by the way. I did it today and I forgot, but maybe if I say this right now to you guys on stream, I'll remember. I'm going to change. I want to please remind me of this in our next combat. This is a unique opportunity, since this is like a comic book thing, to rethink things that bug me about like D&D time and all this stuff, and the reason I made all those other systems. Everything still lasts the same amount of time at 6 seconds, but I want us to start thinking of your turns and actions as panels.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
And that's why you can spend stuff to get a panel before somebody else gets a panel.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like the turd, it's like the order of the panels of like, I'll do this, then it'll be me, did this, then the bad guy does this. Oh, but I'm going to use my D20, so now I get the panel first. So rather than thinking of it in like these like weird 6 second things, it still is basically 6 seconds. But the point is, that's the way I want to conceive of this. Yes, Stan.
Also, I feel like the reason this issue is a little shorter is because in the middle, you unfold it and there's a pop-up of one of the umbrellas that Findon threw up.
Oh, that's really fun.
Or that Beowulf threw, sorry.
Sure. Well, and also the last like 5 pages are a preview of Formation Nations.
That is true. Oh yeah, there's
We're
like
still trying to launch
yeah.
this new series.
Yeah,
sure. Anyway. The point is, very fun fight, guys, and you've now learned that that was a good fight. That was a setup to the reveal that sort of the penultimate fight of this before you get to the bad guy is going to be some like dark energy clones of yourself. Yes, Beowulf.
Fun. This is more of like so if they're the inverse of us, are they bottom flight or are they pot flight?
I know what Dan wants it to be. I can see from his face. Also, would they be bottom run?
Yeah, so it wouldn't be the
Bottom dig.
Bottom burrow? Oh no.
Yeah, bottom burrow.
Oh, no.
Bottom burrow sounds like
that sounds like you punched in Australia. That sounds like
Oh mate, we've got a real bottom burrow over here.
Oh boy, that is a bottom burrow.
I like it.
Good eye. Alright, so time to square off against bottom burrow. Okay. Wow. Well, thank you, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for playing. This is fun. We'll see you guys in, so we'll see you in 2 weeks for Formation Nation. We'll see you in a month to see how this goes. But that's how long, if this was a comic book, that's how long it would take for you to get the next one.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not a bi-weekly.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, no, we don't have the funding for that.
Well, we may the Gray in the Dark sending, so I'm not really sure. We may. Well, let's see what happens. The point is, fun stuff. Thank you all so much for watching. This was great. We have so many other games on these channels, like such as, for instance, and herewith, we have Blood from a Stone on Friday. Blood from a Stone is our horror game. Check it out. It's been real fun. We have more people. We left another cliffhanger of people being attacked in the library, so fun times. Join us on Sunday for Here Be Dragons to see what the dragons do now that color wasn't stolen from them, as everyone kind of expected it would be, because they're the easy ones to kick while down. But instead, let's see if they decide to go through with their plan of summoning their conquerors to a domain of dread.
I only regret that the color wasn't stolen from Here Be Dragons, because I would have liked to see the realization on Andrew's face that now that we no longer have color, there's nothing distinguishing us from each other in our breath weapons.
Yeah, he would. I bet Elon would be real into that. He'd probably ban use of anything talking about color from any of his platforms. Anyway, moving on Monday. We're back with Third Time's the Charm. We actually did it this week, and we're back again next week to watch more sitcom shenanigans. So join us for that. And then on Tuesday, I believe we will be doing the Gray in the Dark and a Gray in the Dark epilogue. Now that color's back, let's see what happens to those wild characters as they deal with the ramifications of how they've changed the world by teaming up with gremlins who aren't significant at all. Yes, Lumen.
may have brought color back, but the world got way darker for her.
Oh, it's okay. Don't be crying.
She's not crying.
That's true. Don't be drink. Yeah, you can. You can visit us on Discord. We have a fairly active Discord. You can visit us on our YouTube, where we post the old episodes of this. I'm kind of doing it in a way where like we make the old ones public, sort of more like this time just like a week later, because I am unclear on the rules from Twitch. I know we could do earlier, so I'm just kind of defaulting to having it be after a bit more time. You can still. It's also still easy to watch the most recent ones on here. So, but we'll standardize that at some point, and then you can go to our new wiki that Sophia has set up that is super cool and useful of a tool. And I'll remind these players, because we're supposed to be telling, just go ahead and check your wiki and make sure you're cool with stuff. And because Sophia had questions and I sent an email about that, but I think this group has uniquely doesn't need to hear that message. Since you probably messaged with her about it already, but even so. So yeah, thank you. Oh, and there's a new menu. There's a new drop-down menu. Yes, it is very cool.
Nice.
It's like a navigation menu. So, but Pierce, you need to reply.
I will message you after we get offline. I looked at it after third time's the charm, and I talked to Philip about it, and then we talked for another 2 hours about Marvel Snap, and I forgot.
Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum, I'm snapping it. All right, everybody. Would anybody like to plug their own channels or things?
Well, we do have a little bit of thank you to do.
Please.
Thank you, Extreme May, for cheering 10 bits, and thank you, Andy Don, for resubbing for 5 months.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yeah,
it's awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, then plugging. Last week we got to open some fucking Lord of the Rings Magic the Gathering cards, and you know what? That will be happening again soon. I don't know exactly when, because I don't know when they're gonna get here, and when I stream will be approximately 15 to 25 minutes after I open the box that contains the Lord of the Rings cards. So, like, that could be whenever. I don't know.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But I'll probably be there too. Price check things.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. That was very
We're just
convenient.
lying about prices.
Yeah.
Making up prices.
Yeah.
I'll try to use that.
What if Aaron was like, is Pierce like looking this up? Or like, no, he's just making them up.
Yeah.
So yeah, that one's $17 card.
Yeah.
$313 card right there. There you
go.
Yeah. So, so yeah, 14 Deutschmarks for that card.
Ooh.
Excellent.
Sorry, please go ahead.
I'll just make a recommendation. I'll do a little Manzukasi. But it's something that I read in between in the last month from when we last watched this to this. Shocking. I don't think it'll be shocking to find that I decided to read Beowulf in between this. And there's a fantastic new adaptation that came out in 2020 by Maria Headley. That is this fascinating thing of combining. It still keeps a lot of the archaic language and the poeticism, but it adds a bunch of newer slang into it and interpreting the emotional context of stuff. So for instance, there is a word in Beowulf that has been translators interpret it differently all times. A lot of people it is so, it is listen, is something like that.
Hark, lo, behold.
Yeah. And she interpreted it as bro. So the first line of Beowulf in her adaptation is, "Bro, tell me if we have not forgotten how to tell tales of kings." And the prose is great, and if you want to listen to the audiobook of it, it is a great narrator as well. He's such a great, deep, craggly voice. He's fantastic at it. If you want to hear a Geet king talk about how that shit could not stand, it's the book for you.
There you go.
It's so good. It's so good.
Well, yeah, check that out. Available maybe at your local library.
That's where I got it.
There you go. I don't know, KJ. Do you want to talk about any media or games that are cool? Do you want to just say stuff you're into?
How's Diablo, KJ?
It's fine. I beat it. I'm on nightmare mode. I'm getting cool gear. But Final Fantasy 16 comes out tomorrow, and it's all I've been thinking about for the past 48 hours. And I just.
I know how you
want it.
feel.
I
Oh,
don't
that
want it
reminds
so
me.
bad.
Do you want to get lunch tomorrow? Do you want to get
Look,
lunch tomorrow?
I'll text
and go on,
you
like, a
if I buy
long,
it and pre-download it tonight. No, I'm busy.
Oh, okay.
But
Do you want to?
If I don't get it,
Could tomorrow be a good? Okay, cool. I hope you get it tonight. You should be busy with it.
KJ, Sophia wants to know, did the bicycling thing happen?
oh yes, it did happen. It was the first week he started riding his bike.
He made it home.
He did.
That's good.
He
He started riding
overshot
his bike
actually.
June 4th. Oh, yeah.
He made it.
He wanted
it
in
now,
San
baby.
Diego. I
Yeah.
had to drive down and pick him up. No, he started cycling June 4th. He came from San Francisco, came back June 10th, safe and sound, just with some bandages on his knees, but not like I hurt myself because I fell bandages, like some kind of sports tape bandages that I didn't understand because I'm not.
AT tape?
Like, yeah.
Okay, if you're gonna ask clarification questions, I cannot answer them. But so he's fine. His team that were fundraising, they actually raised of everyone that was fundraising, they got 5th place for the top donations. So to everyone who donated, thank you guys so much. You guys were a big help. And my husband came home. So yeah, he's super grateful, and I'm grateful, and yeah, he did great.
Hooray!
He said he was from his team. He was always the first one of his team to finish every day.
Oh.
That just
Yeah,
that's
so
like
when
it's-
but they wanted to do a team finish line. So the last day when they got to the waiting point, he got there a few hours before everyone else, and so he was just kind of waiting.
They didn't deserve for him to wait. He should have crossed alone. And they're like, this wasn't
I
a team
told him,
effort.
I was like, the sooner you cross, the sooner we leave and get food and go home. I'm not something about camaraderie and sportsmanship. I didn't get it.
There's no I in team, but there is in me. That's all I have to say.
There is
the
also
blurs around, yeah.
T. So what's the gossip about his teammates?
I know.
Came back I learned so much about gay people. It's I guarantee whatever you learned is not anything I want to know about. What's I learned about poppers. Just stop.
And that's guys, and that is the point of Pride Month. That's what
Hey,
it's all about.
good question. Can we get Pat on sometime to just tell us all the stuff that he learned? Can we just do a bicycle download stream of all the new gay terminology that he learned on his?
I'll ask him.
Our channel's already going to get banned for things Dan said today earlier. Let's not push it.
They can't ban that during Pride Month.
That's fair.
That's
It's
true,
true. It'd
yeah.
be a hate crime.
Yeah.
We have a finite amount of days for it to be a hate crime.
We got 9 more days.
July 1st, automatically
Yeah.
it's fine. No longer.
I'm saying that in Pride, if in the description Pat inadvertently says some things wrong, which I think is a non-zero possibility, it's bad to do
Definitely
during
not.
Pride Month. I'm saying what we don't want is we don't want uncles showing up to, in support of Pride Month, talk about everything they know about gay culture. That's not a good idea.
Okay,
That's all I'm saying.
fair. That's fair.
Bear in mind that Pat is the basis of Haldir. Okay.
Oh, yes.
Haldir
Well, he's the
is
main
Pat's-
character.
Pat's
He
player
can't get things wrong. He's the
in
main
an
character.
off-stream game. And if you know about Haldir, that's who. There you go. That's the note behind the note. Well, everybody, thank you so much for checking this out. This was super fun. We will see you next time for different games or this game in a month. On behalf of Topflight West and Bottomborough East, we will close tonight by saying, we'll leave it on an eerie cliffhanger. Everybody, have a bottom night.
Ooh.
That sounds so sexual.
And that's kind of why. Bye!